Hi, I'm back for my very last video. I have now finished my 12-week placement in a hand therapy setting for Fieldwork 2, and I'm just here to share a little bit about that experience and how I'm feeling afterwards now that I'm done. So I'd say just to start out with, I have to thank Steph, my CI, for everything that she did for me because without her, I wouldn't have had a placement. um, she was an amazing teacher, and I can't thank her enough for everything that she was able to teach me in a short period of time, especially because of it being such a specialized setting. It is crazy how you pick up on things. I know at the beginning I was like, my goodness, I'm never gonna pick up on some of these things. And then we kind of had a discussion on my last day, and she's like, "See, I told you you would. I told you you would get better at certain things, and especially goniometry, because I was getting very frustrated with myself because I would understand I understood what I would needed to do, but then sometimes I'm like, this I know this number isn't right, and then she'd take the measurement, and I'm like, yep, told you it wasn't right. And I was like, what am I doing wrong? And she's like, I don't really know, because you're getting it, you understand it. But there was just certain times where maybe I didn't have it in the right position, or I just didn't actually press down hard enough, because you don't want to press down too much, but you don't want to not at least have it in the right spot. So I think there was just stuff like that. But it's crazy how you start out feeling like you know nothing, and now I feel like I know maybe a little bit at least. So that's pretty nice. But I would have to say that this experience has been awesome. I'm really thankful to be able to have had a fieldwork placement in a hand therapy setting. I know that, that can be kind of hard because it is more of a specialized setting, but I'm thankful that I had that opportunity to do so. One thing that I wish would have been kind of different maybe would have been that this was my first level 2 fieldwork placement, and I wish that I would have had this as my second level 2 placement, just because I think that it would allow me to have more confidence coming into it. Because if I would have had more confidence, more familiarity in the clinic, uh, more comfortability with talking to patients, I think that that would have helped matters a little bit in my case, because I think it would have allowed for me to learn more because I would have been more comfortable with certain aspects, so it wouldn't have taken me as long to get used to that. So I say that that was one of the things that, in the for if you're looking for a placement and you want to do hands, maybe look into that as your second placement if you can, just because it might give you a little bit of an edge up, and you'll have a little bit more um, ability to learn more intricate things about the placement rather than just learning some of the basics, as well as then trying to learn more of the intricate parts of the specialty. So I say that that was one thing. And then other than that, I can't really ask for much better of a time. I would say that if you're worried about a hand therapy placement, it's normal to be worried about your level 2 fieldworks at all. But specifically in hands, you just have to take it one step at a time. And I think that's kind of been my theme here for these videos. You take it one step at a time, and then you also need to just focus on the here and now. If you don't understand something right then, ask your supervisor, ask what you can do to help better understand it, and also, take the initiative and learn on your own. I'm a very big proponent of being self-motivated. Don't always rely on someone else to tell you what to do. Don't be like, oh, like, what do I need to do next? What do I need to do next? Maybe take some initiative and be like, you know what, I went home last night and I looked up X, Y, and Z. This is what I found. What do you have on that? Because you don't always want to have to rely on someone else to tell you, hey, this is what I need you to do. Hey, you need to look this up. You need to do this. Because it just shows initiative as a student, and it also just allows you to get ready for when you might be on your own and you might not have anyone else to bounce ideas off of right in the moment. So if you can do that on your own, that just starts to lead up for better success. I would also say that just some tips and tricks that really helped me during this period of time was Steph had given me the student handbook or student workbook from ASHT that was developed. And for students to basically go through. It covered anatomy, it covered common diagnoses, it covered a lot of different things, some biomechanics stuff. And that was really, really helpful for me to go through. So I went through and filled that all out. And I did that at the very beginning of my placement, and I think that was a really helpful tool. So if you can get access to that before your placement, that would also probably be very helpful because it allows you to go over that anatomy, do some recall, and try to fill out what you can from memory, and then keep working on it, because I think that really helped me to pinpoint some of my areas of weakness. If I was like, oh my gosh, I have no idea what this is. It's normal for certain things. I might not have heard of a condition, or I might not have heard of something worded in that regard, but it helped you to slowly dabble into the world of hand therapy and start to just get a little bit of a better understanding. So that was one thing that really helped me. And then another thing was that Steph showed me videos. She allowed me to watch some of the videos from ASHT, some of the webinars that dealt with hand anatomy very in depth. So I think I watched the wrist one, and I watched the hand one, and I think I watched maybe elbow or something like that. But I watched some of those, and then I watched other webinars as well. But though the anatomy courses really helped me to tie in the basics that I learned at school. So I didn't learn, I had anatomy my second year at college. So it had been a while since I had taken anatomy. So I think that watching those courses allowed me to learn more in depthly about the hand itself, because you learn the bones and you learn the muscles, but you don't maybe not you might not learn the extensive parts of like the flexor tendons, of the pulley system, of the extensor hood. So a lot of those things are just things that you might not have known in intricacy. So those videos really helped me to better understand, because once you understood the anatomy, then that gave you a one up, because you were like, okay, now I actually understand what the structures are. I understand what's happening with those structures. Now that's when I need to figure out how can I work on the intrinsic muscles, the extrinsic muscles, etc. So you have to kind of understand those basics, but it wasn't one of those things that you need to know everything. And I my goodness, I still don't know half of it probably. But if you slowly keep working on understanding that better, and then connecting it with different cases, it starts to click, and then you get a little bit better understanding. So that was just another thing that really helped me, and hopefully can help someone else out there as well. I would say that I am excited for the future. So I have one more placement coming up, and then it'll be to taking the boards and working on getting a actual job. But I think that it's a really great experience, and if you have the opportunity, if you have an interest in hands, and you have the opportunity to be able to get that experience, it is definitely something that's really valuable. And I think that it's nice to have that early kind of mentorship, because if you do find a job in hands, maybe not right away as an entry level practitioner, but maybe later on, or whatever, you hopefully will always have a contact back with your supervisor, back at your level 2 fieldwork, and they are hopefully a good resource for you to be able to reach out and ask questions if you need to. Maybe they can help you find different places that they know have good mentorship ability, or abilities, and then, you know, you can work from there. But overall, it's been a great experience, and I am thankful that I've had the opportunity to do so, and I am looking forward to the future. So it's been fun, and I'm hopefully these videos have helped someone at least.